Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be setting up the week of August 29th through September 4th in my horizontal planner. This is the planner I use for hand lettering inspirational quotes. It's a safe space. It's inspirational, number one, but it's a safe space for me to get comfortable with just picking up a pen and hand lettering in my planner. So the theme I'm going to go with comes to us from the Facebook group that I'm one of the admins of, and I do run the challenge. It's Happy Planning Tips and Tricks. You don't have to be a happy planner. Our hashtag for the challenge is HPTNT Challenge. And our theme this week, we always give you two choices because, and this started when we started the challenge and there was a holiday that was basically USA based, and a lot of folks aren't from the United States, or due to different belief systems and religions and whatnot, we may not all celebrate that. For example, in Planners Anonymous, one of my favorite small shops is from Australia. Well, that's south of the equator, so when we're in summer, they're in winter. So, you know, it just makes sense to have two different options. There is no holiday Labor Day, no, I think Labor Day is the 5th. But anyway, one of the team suggested like town versus country, or you know, farm versus city, something like that. And that made me think of the children's book, City Mouse, Country Mouse, or Country Mouse, City Mouse. It's one of those. So that is where this came from. So it was, you know, decorate. It's basically country versus city. It can have mice. It totally can have mice. It's up to your interpretation. But when I thought of this and the suggestion in the group that became this verbiage, I thought of the Planything Houses and Trees sticker books, which the first one's been out for a while and I've used it a few times now. But the second one I actually just came out relatively recently, and I really haven't used it yet. So I thought, what an awesome idea. I can either do city, country, or I can do like all city, all country. And the reason I thought of it is because there are these like super sleek, like high-rise buildings. Look at that, with lots of blues and purples. And so then I was like, well, but there are boxes in here, but there is no washi tape. So then I went through my Simply Gildeds and pulled two country washi tapes. So this one is, the bottom one is Holland, because you can see all the pink flowers and the windmills. And I believe this one is Switzerland. So these are like my country washi tapes. And then for my city washi tapes, I have this one, which those of you that are longtime followers see the Space Needle. Yep, I live outside of Seattle. I worked in Seattle for more than a decade. Love it here. This is the Seattle washi tape. Look at all those high rises. Can't see them from where I live, but I know they're there. I worked in one of those. I worked on the top floor of one of those for a while. And this one is, so you see like the dragon boats there. I think this is Hong Kong. But again, it's lots of high rises. So I thought, you know, both of these could be used with these buildings if I pick the right building. And then both of these for country, basically not city, there are a lot of options. These are like, I would say these are town. They're small. They're not like out in the country. I don't want to use like the wintry Christmassy ones. These could be like, I don't know, these kind of say suburbs to me. I grew up in a 200-year-old farmhouse with a dirt floor basement. So these are a little too fancy. When I think of farmhouse, that's not what I think of, but these are more barns. But I mean, one of the modern trendy things to do right now and we certainly didn't have a palatial thing like that. We had a little salt box. But like I said, there are plenty of these that I could use for country. So that is what I'm going to do. The only thing I really need to decide is, am I doing every other, or am I doing one side one and the other side the other? And I guess I'm kind of leaning toward, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's just stick to city on one side and country on the other. So And like I said, I want to definitely work in washi tape. This might be a little bit more of a complex one now that I'm trying to like plan it out. Let's start where I always start. So let's focus just on country to start. So I want to cover up notes and this week. So let's go ahead and just do it. There's that. And I might use some trees, but definitely I'm very interested in the buildings. So first let's see if, let's start with a building here. I think I want to save this green building because it's not the same shade of green as this one. There are lots of these white buildings. So I guess let's pick one of these to put here in this corner to start us out. Is there just one page of those? I guess I could put like, does one of these look like a country house? That kind of does. I mean, it's fancier than the house I grew up in, but it kind of looks like a country house. It's not made out of brick, either of these. Ours was just white with black shutters, so then it was kind of a box. I mean, 200 years old, that's what they did. They didn't get fancy. Which one? Tell me, guys, which one looks most country house? I guess this one looks kind of like a box. This one. I keep switching. This one. Just pick one, Jude. So what I do, and I will show you a finished spread from last year at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you're having trouble envisioning how I would use this. But do I want some like farm side? There were no mountains where I grew up. I grew up in Ohio where it was flat, 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 flat. There are mountains now. Love the mountains around me now. Let's move this up here to cover up the whiteout. There we go. I'm just thinking of running some of this washi down below it. We grew flowers. I mean, not, you know, to sell or anything. It was a beef farm. But I kind of like the flowers. Let's put the flowers down here too, just to kind of add to it a little bit. So what I started to say was, down here in this box, I pick a word to tie all the quotes together. So this one, since we're talking city versus country, to me that's like change or metamorphosis. So I probably will pick a word, something like that, and I write it really big down here. So change, and then all my transition, all of my quotes will have something to do with that theme. So next thing I want to do is cover up this little bit of whiteout. So let's go ahead and pick. So here are this book is set up a little different. The book boxes are all in the back. So I'm looking for the ones that match my theme on this side. So there are a few. And what I write inside these boxes then is who to attribute the quote to. So if there was a famous person who was the author of the quote, I will write that in this box. So let's just go ahead and pick one. I think blue. I'm going to bring it down a little. And then I'm thinking maybe, do I want more washi tape, or maybe it's houses and trees. So, and a lot of the houses, and well, there's little fences. How cute is that? I don't know if I want a big full house on every single one of these spots. Okay, there's a little barn that kind of matches that blue. Oh, and there's some shrubbery. Monty Python. I almost broke out a Monty Python quote there, you guys. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. The knights who say knee want you to bring them a shrubbery. I did it. I couldn't resist. All right, so there we go. There is section number 2. Let's do another box, and then we'll bring more washi tape up here. The other country washi tape we'll put, because I don't want the washi tapes to be in line. So that means I want my other washi tape over here with like the mountain. So let's just put it right there. And we'll rip it off. Okay. And I kind of feel like I want a tree right there. That little gappy space is bugging me. Let's find a tree. How about this one? Okay, so that's definitely country. I need something for up there. I could put this little house up there. Seems like the kind of little house. This seems like, these two seem like they would be country houses in like Switzerland. Ooh, so I think I want to move my washi tape up here, up under Friday, and here's why. I feel like that mountain would be out on the horizon. Like we can see the mountain, we can see Mount Rainier. We live south of Seattle. We can see Mount Rainier from our backyard. And so the house would be in the foreground and the mountain would be out in the background. So one of these little, like a little country house, but I feel like this is a European country house, not a United States country house, but that's okay. I mean, we didn't say what country you had to live in, so let's put this one, every time, oh my gosh. Okay, and then I need something very clearly barn-like right there for country. There we go, there's our country house. I want another tree. What about one of these little, definitely not the palm trees. Okay, I lied, I did use this book. I totally forgot I used it for a monthly spread. I used the monkeys. Here we go, one of these trees. A really, really green tree. I'm looking for skinny to put right there. How about this one? Perfect, all right. We definitely want a barn here, so let's pick the barn. I've used both of my country washi tapes. So I don't need a washi tape, which is good because like I said, I want to put a really big, obviously farm barn. So this one, that's really big. How about this one? It's tempting to use one of the red ones, but there are so many white ones. I just feel like I want one of these. Okay, now we need to pick a box to go with it. Maybe a green box. Let's do a green box. And then this is definitely going to need to come down onto the box, but that's okay. There we go. One side done. Okay, so this is my countryside. Now let's do city side. So I feel like I want to match. So I have like city right across the spine from country. So let's find a couple high rises. Here we go. Look at those sleek towers. Oh my gosh. I feel like I want a really, really tall one here because it can come up past the box. And so let's pick one that'll go with the purple washi. I think it'll be the harder one to match. I think this one. And I want some of this washi. I don't think I want the boat. So I think I'll put it, maybe I'll put it here with the boat just right off the edge. So I can put the building right here. And then we'll do, maybe we'll do box. We'll just keep it mirrored. We'll do box. So that means washi's going down here. So I definitely want to use the Seattle washi for this one. And I want the Space Needle to show. The Space Needle's got to show. I mean, there's Mount Rainier, so, but that starts to say country. So I think I need, what if I put the Space Needle up high? We'll sacrifice Mount Rainier. Okay, so all 4 washis, check. City. So I kind of want one that's got like a little more of the pink and the aqua. So I think it's got to be Well, I also need it to be kind of short, don't I? That guy's short enough. That guy's kind of short. That actually looks a little bit like one of the buildings here in Seattle. If you've ever seen, the movie 50 Shades of Grey, his apartment building, that is a real building. It's here in Seattle. I've been in that building. I was in it for a fundraiser. And it looks kind of like that building. So let's just go ahead and put a couple of these together. Those two are very similar though. I can't remember what the building's called, but you'll know if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think they actually filmed any of the movie here, but that is a real building here in Seattle. Okay. And Seattle is known as the Emerald City because there are trees in Seattle, a lot of trees. So I could throw a tree on there if there's a smaller, or maybe just a shrub or something, one of those little bushes. This looks like a planter like you'd find downtown, you know. Let's put one of these on there. It's big. It's way out of scale. I don't care. I want it on there. Boom, boom. Okay, so we need to pick. Ooh, I forgot. I gotta fit city stuff there too. Okay. Where'd my high rises go? I could do small town too. I mean, it doesn't all have to be these. Let's go with this guy. He's fatter at the bottom, so maybe I could fit the box, kind of tuck the box in up there. So if I put this down here, and I am going to move it that way a little bit because I think I need to. There we go. Okay, now let's find a box that matches the colors. Oops. I feel like there's enough purple in there. I could maybe use that. That way I would have more than just that little bit of purple. Let's do that. So I'm just gonna, actually, I should have left this. Okay, cool, it peeled up. I want that over top. There we go. Oh, that's cute. Okay. And then one more box. And I want to do, I mean, yes, high-rise city, high-rise, but also like town. Not that. There was one that looked like I had a movie theater or something. Library, school. Ooh, look at the street lamps. That's cute. Post office. What do I want? This yellow one, tall and skinny. I want one that's kind of like a shop, school, restaurant. I kind of like post office. Let's do post office. And I'm thinking I can go ahead and cover up the number there just because I don't want to take up too much of that. We need a box. I don't have a brown box anywhere yet, or yellow. Let's do yellow. So I'm going to tuck this box as far down over here into the corner as I can. And then we'll put the post office over top. And that still gives me plenty of room to write a couple lines of who authored the quote. There we go. That says city, post office. I mean, okay, so it's not this sleek, fancy high-rise post office, but it's still a city. So, all right, let's put it in my planner, and then I will show you what this week a year ago looks like. Yep, so there's my city mouse, country mouse, country, city, town, city, you know. All right, so this week actually fell in the last week of August, I believe. Nope, through the 29th. Okay, here we go. So the 30th. There we go. So there is a year ago. You can see I went with kind of pink and mint, one of my favorite color combos. My keyword for the week for all the quotes was yourself. So embrace your weirdness. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken, and that was by Oscar Wilde. Be authentic above unique. Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love, and that's Brene Brown. Make it simple but significant. Change the world by being yourself, Amy Poehler. Be yourself but always your better self, Carl G. Mazer. No N in there, Mazer. So anyway, that's what it will look like when I fill it out. I will grab pens that match the colors in the stickers, and then like I said, do change or transition or something like that. So if you have a horizontal planner that you're not using for hand lettering, but you're hesitating to write in your planner because you can't erase it, you know, so I encourage you to set yourself up a space like this. It can even be a spiral bound notebook. Put some stickers on it so it's a joy to look at, and then do some hand lettering. Get used to using those pens. I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.